Hallo zusammen, hier ist euer Fireball-Ruffy wieder und wir begeben uns weiter mit der schönen Reise des Lorcan Aruvel durch die wunderschönen Welten durch Amalur. Wir sind immer noch in Dallentat beziehungsweise direkt in alles Zerlichtung auf dem Weg nach Gorhard. Wir gehen jetzt weiter. Na, hier haben wir schon mal den ersten Wissensstein. Den benutzt.
Of all the songs in halls of lore, there echoes none more grand than Olane's many feats of might, the pure and lady of the light. She is a knight of golden knot. She is the cure seeker, the conscience of the summer fae. She is the heart of spring, of day.
So, da war die erste Teil einer Ballade vor diesem Wissenstein. Schuhwaschig habe ich auch, aber wie gesagt, nochmal als erstes zeige ich das, was noch haben, diese Wissensteine jetzt, alle Gebiete, zum Beispiel ich bin hier gerade in Oderat, aber da komplett, sind versteckte Wissensteine. Und wenn du alle findest, bekommst du noch einen extra Boni. Weil wenn ich alle 5 Dalentat zum Beispiel finde, bekomme ich 8% mehr Giftresistenz. Und die gibt es mehrere, also gibt es mehrere Gebiete. Und in den Gebieten, wenn wir sie finden, kriegt man die halt. Und dann gibt es halt die schöne Geschichte, die mal gehören, diese Songs oder Dings. Hier geht es über Lady Oline. Deswegen die Geschichten höre ich dann immer im Hintergrund. Oder ich werde sie immer anhören lassen, wenn ich das mache. Die Story ist immer ganz interessant. Auch ganz witzig manchmal. Einfach mal schauen. Und einfach die Boni dafür sammeln. Die finde ich eine ganze Menge. So, dann sind wir wieder beim Stufenaufstieg. Machen wir direkt den auch. Das erste, was ich jetzt mache, wieder nachdem ich vorher Überzeugung gemacht hatte, gehe ich jetzt auf jeden Fall auf Sinneschärfe. Weil dann kann ich Gegner und andere Charaktere auf der Umgebungskarte sehen. Super nützlich. So, und wie gesagt, ich wollte ja weiter meine Stärke machen. Aber ich gehe noch eins zurück. Ich will lieber hier, dass man mehr Schadenreduktion beim Blocken hat. Und ich wollte das gerne machen. Weil robuste Konstitution, mehr Leben, mehr Resistenz. Immer gut. Sowas ist wirklich super wichtig. Und viel Schaden. Deswegen die pushe ich als erstes erstmal hoch. Also ein Schicksal kann ich auch ändern. Bleibt natürlich dabei. Apropos Schicksal, das kannst du auch während, das brauchst du nicht mal im Level aufstehen. Kannst du immer ändern, wenn du willst. Aber wie gesagt, ich bleib hier bei Zenker. Hm? So. Also wenn du jetzt die Minikarte guckst. Hier sind die Gnome. Man kann sie sehen auf der Karte. Ne? Und hier oben kann man sogar Feinde sehen. Ne? Super nützlich. Und ich liebe dieses Talent. So. Haben wir Gord entdeckt?
Everyone just stand back. The warden can't work when you're crowding so close. Go back to your business. Go on.
Okay. Hier ist wohl was passiert. Reden wir doch mal erstmal mit der Dame.
Keep moving. This business doesn't concern you. Unless you're an expert scholar on the Fae, I'd suggest you move along. No reason to be out in the open with the Red Legion about. What are they? I'm not sure, but they've been here for longer than any of us can imagine. They're older than the trees. They have to be. They grew them. Humans and immortals cannot live together in peace. At least not forever. The peace we have with the Summer Court is unnatural. That's my opinion. You might call it a Fae nation, one of 2 united factions that rule their kind. The Summer Court are not exactly allies, but they do let us be, most of the time. It's the other Fae, the Winter Court, that has spawned the dreaded Tuatha, a vicious clan of killers who wish to defeat and enslave all mortals. Are you playing a trick on me? I would hope so. We're going on 10 years of the mortals and the Tuatha locked in a deadly embrace. Normally, I'd decry the bloodshed, but this is a conflict that we cannot afford to lose.
Okay.
Bandits, but no ordinary bandits. Surely you've heard of Red the Dead Idward. They say he drinks the blood of his captives, that he consumes their souls. Or perhaps those are just rumors. You should be fine if you stay inside the village. Once you go beyond the boundaries of Gorhart, however, your life is in your hands. I'd never seen one of them until a day or so ago. It appears that a small group of warriors ventured inland to strike behind our lines. Believe the stories, friend. The Tuatha were mad. They have been touched by a dark magic. They are wholly corrupted, and they are the enemy. I don't know if you noticed, but St. Ordwig's mission closed its gate moments before that Fae's body turned up on the road. I don't like what that suggests. Not at all. The brothers of St. Ordwig's are an odd sort, scurrying back and forth across the mission like squirrels gathering nuts. I wonder what goes on behind those closed doors.
Okay. Und der hat auch gleich die erste Quest für uns.
I don't care what you race. It's a tragedy whenever anyone's savage like this. Just look at the poor creature. She's been beaten to the brink of death. The Fae may be strange, but they certainly don't deserve this.
Was hier passiert?
It appears she was attacked with some manner of short blade, likely a dagger, although there's no way I can be sure. People simply stood by as she called for help. No one lifted a finger. Can you imagine? It's shameful to treat another in such a way, even if she is a Fae. I don't know whether we possess the knowledge to treat such a wound. Frankly, I don't even know if I could save a mortal with such grievous wounds. It's difficult to say. We've been plagued by the Red Legion for days, but it's not their way to go after the Fae in the area. They like their targets mortal. In case you haven't heard, there have been some Tuatha sighting in the woods to the west, so that's also a possibility. It's unlikely, though.
Natürlich möchte ich helfen.
Well, you're the only one. With all the troubles we've suffered in this village, people are weary of adversity. They'd rather just ignore it. I'm going to suggest something a bit untraditional. There's a Fae named Eri. She spends her days up on the hill overlooking the village. Seek her wisdom. I would do it, but I am a coward. That's the truth. Perhaps a Fae will know how to heal a Fae. If not, then we're back where we started.
Okay, hoffentlich.
She spends her days on the precipice overlooking the village. She doesn't think we're aware of her presence, but we most certainly are. I've spent most of my life dealing with them, but they aren't like us. Not at the core. They don't know what it means to be a man who sweats to feed his family. Gorhart has become a sort of refuge for those settlers who wish to live a life free of Fae. I don't see that lasting. Not with the war. Not with everything changing. We keep a precarious peace with the Court of Summer, one that's tested every day. I lie awake at night worrying what kind of disaster awaits me in the morning. But we're a good community full of good people. We have our eccentrics, sure, but we work hard and live quietly. That's the best anyone can do these days. I'm the Warden of Gorhart, and a poor one at that. I've been back from the war for only 6 months and been Warden for less than 2. Now here I am with an injured Fae on my doorstep. I'm a disgrace. Peaceful Fae make up the tribe known as the Court of Summer. They are led by a king in a faraway city, hidden from mortal eyes. That's about all I know. Little more than rumors and stories from my youth. Our fate rests in the hands of a few chosen who fight in the east. You wouldn't even know it in Gorhart. We're miles away from the smoke and the screams. I've seen many bandit clans in the Crystal War and back home, but these men are a particular breed. They like their victims weak and bloody. The Red Legion has been a presence in the area for several weeks now. Our people are scared to show their faces after dark. I don't know what the Tuatha would be doing this far from the front lines. It must be something vital to their interests. They're a wicked breed, though, and I pity the man who meets up with them in these darkened forests. Hope you stay in town.
Erste Quest. Aber wie gesagt, durch Sinneschärfe kannst du halt immer sehen, wo die Leute sind. Das ist halt richtig praktisch. Gucken wir jetzt mal, wie gehen wir hier weiter? Oh, da ist eine Schatzkiste. Leicht öffnen. Falsche Seite. Ja. Wir sind mal 50-50. Klar, krieg ich wieder ein Set-Teil. Willst du nicht verhohnen, People? Witzig. Also wieder für Mage. So. Mal hier. Gieselauer Wulflack.
I'm not accustomed to all of this excitement. It was difficult enough to adjust to life during wartime. Now we have to be on our guard for Tuatha right here in our own home. What is this world coming to? I would think they were a myth if not for the Tuatha. The Fae keep far from us. Perhaps they view us as intruders in their lands. Perhaps they disapprove of our civilized ways. Perhaps they know something we don't. I fear that most of all. I was a miller's love who became a miller's wife. Now I am the wife of a soldier. My duty is to hold vigil for my beloved and for all our men on the lines. I was born and raised right here in the village. Well, not in Gorhart proper, but on a farmstead outside the village boundaries. It was a good life. Before the war, of course. Truth be told, I know nothing of why the Tuatha are at war with the Alfar, nor why men fight the way they do. All I know is who picks up the pieces. The Tuatha's madness infected the Winter Court. All Fae existed peacefully for centuries, until the Tuatha got involved. It's sad. I'm hardly a scholar, but I can tell you what I know. There are two Fae factions, the gentle Court of Summer and its coarser cousin, the Court of Winter. As a child, we were told stories of their ancient rivalry. These are surely myths, but enough to scare a young girl. In the last few years, the Court of Winter has fallen, corrupted by a group of powerful Fae called the Tuatha. It's the Tuatha we fight, and the Tuatha we will defeat. My experience is limited to Arnik Arduna and Katrin Allway. They seem the same as any of the rest of us. Wiser, perhaps, but decent, hard-working folk.
Ich bin auch ein Alpha.
It's strange. Those old birds have been perched on that hill for as long as I can remember, staring down over the rest of us in the village like hawks. I know so little about them. I don't even know their names. It's my understanding that they were once members of the Court of Winter, and Fae like any other. But something dark lured them, took them, and twisted them in its grip. Farewell.
Okay. Oh, da liegt ein Brief. Alles klar. Kann man nur lesen, aber ist also nichts. Gut. Inventar ist noch nicht voll. Schwester Zelda. Der kann man schon auch reden.
Whatever you do, avoid the monks of St. Odwig's Perpetual. They deal in lies and false tenets. Their light of hope will leave you in shadow. If such creatures were not part of the authorities' plan, then they would not exist in nature, period. Mitharu's divine order governs all, even the Fae. You don't know. It is less a mission than a fortress of deception, a citadel of lies. It throws its menacing shadow over all of Goreheart. Father Dinwell will try to defend his cause, but he is simply a soldier, marching to the orders passed down to him. None of them have minds of their own. It is the name I chose when I baptized myself in the clear waters of Mitharu. I have undergone the ordination rites, and am as legitimate as any monk. He would be a good man if he could see past the rigidity of his faith. Mitharu embraces all, not simply those that the church deems worthy. She was wronged by someone in this village. That is an injustice I can understand. By its appearance, you'd assume Goreheart is a pleasant place. Never make assumptions.
Danke für die Infos. Okay, rein können wir hier nicht. Dann reden wir mit ihm. Der hat immer noch eine Quest, damit wir da rein können.
Welcome to St. Odwig's Perpetual Mission. I would invite you in, but the Order has been too trusting in the past. We try to learn from our mistakes. Although, one never knows what might be a test of faith. You have arrived just when I am in need of aid. So perhaps Mitharu is at work. We at St. Odwig's have worked for years to establish a presence on this hill. It's not been without its challenges. The call of the Feylands does not fall upon deaf ears, and many of our youngest don't have the will to resist. Take Brother Egan, for example. 2 nights ago, Egan ventured past the walls to collect firewood and never returned. We must find him before anything happens. Oderath is a savage land. Every day we must face both the beasts of the wood and the evil of wicked hearts. I fear for Brother Egan's soul. He knows nothing of the world of Fae and Alpha, trust and temptation. He is like a baby, eyes wide at the world around him.
Ich werde helfen.
Mitharu be praised. His order reigns supreme. Brother Egan was last seen northeast of here, just off the road near the Fey ruins. Please find him. Perhaps then we can welcome you into the fold with open arms. Egan was last seen in the woods outside the walls, just north of the village. He is a good boy, but our youngest, and Egan often suffers from doubt. That is to be expected. One can only grow out of conflict, especially conflict of the spirit. I tried my best to comfort him and tell him that wisdom would come in time, but he is impatient, brash. He wanted a faster way to enlightenment and power. The Fae are stubborn fools. They treat their souls like toys, with no thought of right or wrong, chaos or order. The first bricks were laid 50 years ago by Odwig himself, before his demise at the hands of trolls. We honor him by converting the Fae to the worship of Mitharu. Alas, we have yet to convert a single one. But that does not keep us from trying.
Typisch. Religion. Wo Leute bekehren, die, ja.
Frustrating, that one, stubborn to the spirit. She claims to know the will of Mitharu better than those of us who have spent a lifetime studying scripture. If only she would be touched by the hand of reason. I have been with the mission since its founding. These boys are like my sons. I live my life as an example of Mitharu's wishes for our kind. Goodbye.
Aber die Quest. Ansonsten Zelda geredet, Gisela geredet, Vater Dinwell. Ugna ist noch ein Name. Wache oder so kann man wahrscheinlich nicht reden. Ne? Die haben.
Damn Red Legion.
Ja, das sind nur diese NPCs, die immer da sind. Oh, die können den recht gut. Oh, mein Inventar ist voll. Reden wir noch mit ihm?
Nothing to see back here. Just a man working for his pay. We in Gorhart like to stay focused on our business. That way the Fae stay focused on theirs. Gorhart is an Almain settlement, so you won't find too many Alfar here. They tend to stay close to Rathia, their city on the coast. I don't mind them. The peace between mortals and the Fae is a passing one. They will always see us as occupiers of this land. We borrow what can never be given. Those fools in that mission on the hill are wasting their days. Creatures of such power do not worship gods. They are gods. Suits my needs just fine. It's remote, away from the shadows of the Crystal War. It's also quiet. Well, most of the time. If there was ever a reason to believe that Fae and mortals cannot live together, it is this strange and brutal war. The Alfar fight without any true knowledge of the enemy they face. I've seen this kind of conflict before and it never ends well. Their goal is to convince the Fae of their folly, but one cannot reason with the sunrise, ask the wind to cease its chill. You should speak with them if you haven't already. They are a sorry lot, and their numbers dwindle. Men forsake their faith and disappear into the woods, or worse.
Okay.
What do you know of the Red Legion? Whatever it is, forget it. You'll be safer, wiser, and better off in the end. Ignorance is bliss, my friend. I'd rather not talk about it. My past is a murky place. It's better not to enter, lest you wish to get lost there.
Alles klar.
Need something?
Ne, mit der Wache und das ist ja die, über die ich schon gesprochen habe. Ja.
Believe me, I'll stick to jail duty. At least there, the criminals are behind locked doors.
Ah, da ist das Gefängnis von der Stadt
Our
hier.
guests aren't the wickedest breed you'll find in these forests, but they're bad enough to earn a spot in my collection. Stay clear. That's an order. My cousin is Herc Adwald, the village warden. You might have met him. Herc asked me to move to Gorhart to help him keep the peace. I've only been here a few days, and look what I'm up against. Red Legion, Tuatha, and bodies lying in the road. I'm off to a grand start.
Alles klar. So, also hier ist das Gefängnis. Wow, ich könnte sogar einbrechen, das wäre nicht mal Verbrechen. Auch nicht schlecht. Aber ins Gefängnis muss ich jetzt nicht unbedingt. Hier haben wir ja noch ein paar Wohnungen. Man sieht, hier kann man verkaufen. Labortisch. Heilerin, Händler. Oh, da ist der erste Ausbilder. Händler und eine Schmiede. Wir fangen mal hier an.
Beware. The Red Legion is about.
Oh, jetzt so eine Quest.
Arnik Arduna isn't like other Losal Far men. He's friendly.
Wir können ja erstmal, also wir reden wir gleich. Ein Keller. Also Truhe. Man sieht, oh. Das ist halt Diebstahl. Hier. Taschendiebstahl, Geldverbrechen. Nicht so wegen ertappt werden. Siehst du hier 99%, wenn ich hier was kaufen würde. Weil. Ja, weil gerade die Wache hier lang läuft. Deswegen lasse ich das mal lieber sein. Hier ist ein Alchemielabor. Ich kenne doch keine Rezeptur, aber ich kann experimentieren. Oh, ich habe nur 3 Reagenzien, noch 4 sogar. Nimm mal der, wo ich am meisten von habe, ohne was zu verschwenden. Wow, so wieder einfach Heiltrank. Nice. Ja, ist auch kein Wunder, dass man das am Anfang am meisten sammeln kann. Jetzt habe ich hier eine Rezeptur, kann ich es herstellen. Sehr gut. Mache ich das doch direkt. Jetzt habe ich wieder Heiltränke. Sehr gut. Dann gehen wir einmal hoch.
Avoid the ruins of Agnafahal.
Ja, wird wieder dasselbe sein, ne? Ja. Siehst du, jetzt ist 0%. Jetzt könnte ich es klauen, ohne dass es jemand merkt. Aber unbedingt klauen muss ich nicht unbedingt. Ist auch nicht viel. Außerdem habe ich keinen Platz im Inventar.
In Gorhart, it isn't right.
Reden wir mal mit der jungen Gnomin hier.
No. You there? Do you feel nauseous? Itchy? Have you noticed any blood leaking from your eye sockets? I've been noticing the symptoms everywhere. No, this situation could not be any worse. If the Red Legion is involved, then we could all be staring death in the face. What have I done?
Kommt die aus Schottland? Meine Herren. Ah, hier, bei der kann ich einkaufen und verkaufen. Und verkaufen. Das mache ich gleich, aber erstmal reden wir mit der.
Why ask questions when you could never understand the answers? It's clear your prowess is not with wit, but with a weapon. If you must know, something of value has been stolen. An alchemical formula that, if released, could cause untold devastation. I see its symptoms everywhere. Only my apprentice, Karth, and I knew of my work on the formula, but he's gone missing as well.
Was ist die Formel?
It was an early version, unstable and rife with potential dangers. My hope is to develop a weapon that the Alfar can bring against our common enemy, the Tuatha. To say more would be to reveal my secrets. All I can say is that it involves lesions, goiters, and a good deal of pus.
Okay.
His name was Karth Hilfred. I found him one morning outside my door, picking through the ember eyes. I was impressed how well he knew his way around a plant. I've never seen one so eager to learn.
Okay, ich werde euch helfen,
I
natürlich.
do not deserve such goodwill after what I've engineered. If disaster occurs in Odorath, it will be on my head. I'm not sure where Karth may have gone, but I knew that before he came to me, he found shelter in the ancient chambers of Agnurfar Hall, an Irathi ruin east of Gorhart. Once you've ensured Karth's safety, you must learn what's happened to my formula. When you do, destroy it. It's the only way to keep us safe. He always spoke of his time as a wastrel living in the abandoned halls of Agnurfar Hall, the Irathi ruin. People say it's haunted, but people say many things. The villagers believe it's haunted, but I have a feeling that's a ruse devised by the Red Legion. They mean to terrorize these people into submission, and it's working. Haven't you seen it? The grim tower to the west. Avoid its shadow if you can, because what transpires inside Alistar will benefit no one. I would know. For years I dabbled in alchemy, healing, divination and transmutation. All of that seems frivolous now, what with the war looming over us. Now I spend my sleepless nights in search of a formula that will end such conflicts forever. I fear for his life. Karth was gifted in a way that I've witnessed in only a select few. If the Red Legion has him, there's no telling of how he'll be treated. I have seen many conflicts unfold, but never have I seen one in which the fates of so many are at stake. The Tuatha will not settle for simple victory. They want total domination and will do whatever it takes to achieve it. If you must know, my name is Nanny Henry, formerly the chief alchemist of Alistar. But you wouldn't know what that is, would you? When the scholars in the tower ordered me to leave the grounds, I took refuge here. The Almain are a private people, keen to keep to themselves, like me.
Okay.
Bandits, ruthless and well organized. The Red Legion is reaping many rewards by preying on vulnerable Almain settlers traveling east. Long ago, these villains confined themselves to the coast, but recently they've moved inland to avoid the war. Now they're our problem. They are the Undying, the corrupted roots. Their existence is an abomination. Everything in Amalur exists for a particular reason, except for the Tuatha. They're not meant to be.
Okay, bevor ich verkaufe. Okay, ja, die Quest ist am nächsten. Die mache ich wohl als erstes. Einmal kurz Waffen, primär. 18. Oh mal, jetzt schon 29. Die hat sogar einen Sockel. Also. Ach ja, aber muss ich Stufe 3 sein. Alles klar, also behalte ich das Schwert logischerweise erstmal. Den Bogen habe ich noch keinen neuen. Ach ja, nur den. Ah, doch, den kann ich auch anlegen. Dann gucken wir mal kurz bei Rüstung. Kopf. Nichts Neues. Kann ich nicht anziehen. Die hier rum behalte ich sowieso nicht. Solange nichts Besseres ist. Und bei Füßen ist auch nichts Besseres. Den kann ich noch nicht anziehen, aber bald. Den behalte ich ja auch erstmal. So. Gut.
Time is of the essence. That's never been more true.
Dann verkaufen wir. Der Stahl behalten wir, genau. Die Hammer verkaufen wir alle. Die auch. Weg, 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 weg. Eine Dolche behalte ich. Oh, 0. Oh. Die Peitsche wollte ich behalten. Verschiedenes Reparatur, das sieht gut aus. Knochen, weg, Schädel, weg, weg. Platz im Inventar. Gut.
Goodbye.
Hier waren Händler und die Schmiede drin. Wenn ich das noch richtig gesehen hatte. Na, hier ist auch wieder ein Bier, das man klauen kann. Oh. Schmiedeutensilien. Könnte ich mein erstes Schwert direkt spielen. Mal gesehen. Zack. Herstellen. Und ich habe genau, ja. Reicht genau ein. Aber mache ich nicht. Ich habe ja schon was Gutes. Und ich glaube, So gut ist es nicht. Aber man kann sogar Sachen auseinandernehmen. Nice.
Need some.
Ja, ich behalte es. Wie gesagt, durch erstmal behalten.
Are you here for a weapon? Going to earn a lord's favor in this ridiculous war, are you?
Ah, hier, die kann reparieren. Für ein bisschen Geld. Ganz schön, ja. Das Schwert werde ich mal reparieren. Den Rest, wenn er kaputt geht, benutze ich die Reparaturkits.
Troublesome creatures, the Alpha. No doubt this war is a result of their meddling in the affairs of others. Look around you. These are no mere woods. This is the heart of the Feylands. Once you enter the forest, you won't emerge again until you reach the plains. The Fey are one with this land in ways that no mortal race could ever be. They are true creatures of magic. Leave the village, walk 50 paces in any direction, and you'll find a Fey. Pray it's a friendly one. We here in Goreheart are far from the front, and deliberately so. Our hearts may be with the Alpha, but our bodies stay here, safe on the other side of Dalentarth. We've seen our fair share of dead. The truth is, we have as many cemeteries as we do settlements. It is an Alpha stronghold in the east. And if the reports from the front are to be believed, Melsenshire is all that stands between the Tuatha and us. I intended to pledge my sword to the Alpha, to fight the blasted Tuatha. Had my helmet freshly polished, my sword sharpened to a deadly edge. Then I saw the carts headed west. They carried the corpses of the fallen, some all the way from Melsenshire. After that, my fire to fight went out. Forever. I hear their warriors die as easily as any others, only they don't stay dead. That can be a problem during wartime. I was raised to know weapons before anything else. You won't meet many women who could fashion arrow fletchings before they could speak.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Also die kann reparieren. Ja. Reingucken. Ja. Das Schöne ist, man kann reingucken. Solange man nichts nimmt, geht es nicht. Dann, wenn man es nimmt, sofort, dann ist Diebstahl. Deswegen nur ein bisschen aufpassen. Also ich kann ja schleichen und dann versuchen zu klauen, ne? Man sieht sich hier das Totkopf-Symbol. Man kann hier sogar Zivilisten angreifen und meucheln. Also kann man schon richtig böse spielen und einfach auch Leute töten. Das finde ich halt super cool. Aber ich versuche. Komm, wollen wir mal ihr Tagebuch lesen? Wow, die Arme. Hat ihre ganzen Familie im Krieg verloren. Söhne, Mann, Bruder. Böse, böse. Was ist sie hier?
Come in. Welcome to Gorehart, the last settlement before the Feylands. How can I fill your pack today?
Das ist auch eine Händlerin. Da kann ich auch Sachen verkaufen und kaufen. Die Dolche wären okay, aber ich kann sie mir kaum leisten. Ja, wäre eine Überlegung wert, aber das wäre auch ein guter Ring. Aber das wäre wichtig. Ihren Rucksack. Damit das Inventarlimit erhöht wird. Weil es gibt immer viel Loot, aber 7500 muss ich erstmal haben. Habe ich halt nicht. So. Reden wir mit ihr.
You will find it settled on a small lake beside the eastern road. Compared to Gorehart, Didenhill could be called a city. The Fae are elemental creatures, magical and strange. None too considerate of us mortals either. They see us like pets, or worse, like bugs. It's best that you stay out of the eastern forest. I've seen things you can't even imagine. The road is dark and dangerous, and it's a long hike to Didenhill. Some call it the Camp of Cowards, on account of it being settled by those who refuse to enter the forest. Can you blame them? Never trust a wood that whispers. There's Nettie the smith, and Nanny handles potions and remedies. The inn's across the way if you fancy a pint. Keep an eye out for the Red Legion, though. The Alfar and the Tuatha have been at each other's throats for nearly a decade now. I can't remember the reason. I wonder if they can, the fools. Me, widowed, going on 5 years now. All my boys were taken by the Tuatha. Both sons, my brother, and my beloved Avery. Wicked business, this war.
Weiß ich schon, ich habe was in einem Tagebuch gelesen.
Oh, I doubt it's an organized group. More likely that it's one scared idiot with a knife. I heard someone in the village mention the Red Legion, but that can't be true. I refuse to speak of them. Please respect my wishes.
Nein?
I told you. I will say no more on this matter.
Okay.
Come see me again.
Und hier ist dann ihre Truhe. Oh, ich halt auch, ja. Müsste ich erst schließen. Alles gut. Gut. Haben wir das hier auch so weiter forscht? So, bleibt nur noch dieses mittlere Haus. Der Gasthof. Da ist auch der Ausbilder drin. Schauen wir mal.
Arnik Arduna isn't like other local far I've met.
Ja, ja. Okay. Was haben wir denn hier?
Come on over.
Hier. Arnik Arduna.
Come in. Rest your boots by the fire, and drown your worries in a flagon of our finest. I am Arnik Arduna, and this is the famous Gorehart Inn.
Ach, das ist der Ausbilder. Auch 15.000 Gold kostet dann Einkommen. Okay. Weiß ich Bescheid?
The lifestyle of a soldier did not suit me. Unlike many of my brethren, I wish to celebrate with others, not kill them. Starting a public house seemed the logical step. Established 70 years ago by the great Alden Gorehart, this inn was the first all-main structure in all of Dalentarth. I won it from him in a game of knuckles. Dida serves the finest ales, and upstairs you'll find Katrin, the healer. Here's some advice. Avoid Nanny Henry. I don't know what she's brewing in her little shack.
Ich mag sie.
We can offer you a place to rest and refresh yourself. Interested?
Oh nö.
We're here to serve. Don't you bother yourself with that. Gorhart is safe. Our greatest concern is passing the time. Don't worry about that, my friend. Don't let the concerns of our local warden trouble you. You're here as a guest. There is no Red Legion. And if there was, it certainly wouldn't be out here in Gorhart.
Alles klar.
Stick around.
Und das ist der Ausbilder, mit dem ich dann später mal rede.
Pull up a stool, stranger. We don't have much, but what we have won't leave a hole in your pocket. Are you here about that Fey girl they found outside?
Aber hier kann man auch einkaufen. Das Bar. Die hätte ja gar nicht mal so schlechte Sachen. Stufe 3, 47. Das sieht nice aus. Und Schlüssel. Verkaufen, ja, mache ich. Will ich jetzt gar nichts. Gut, dann reden wir mit ihr.
New to the area? I don't recall the last time I met someone who was unfamiliar with the Alpha. There are two groups. There used to be one, but that was many years ago. The Loselfar are cool, slightly aloof. The Dockelfar, however, are very friendly, but their charm masks a mischievous nature. Nothing of interest to tell. I'm just a simple farm girl from the plains of Erethel. I left home as a girl and travelled west. Found myself here in Gorhart. Vast rolling hills east of here near the coast. You should head that way if you wish to join the war effort. The Alpha need all the help they can get.
Okay.
All I know is what I've heard from others. They say that the fair folk possess powerful nature magic. That would explain the beauty of these woods. I've worked here since I was a girl. Arnik runs an honest business, and Agnar treats me like a daughter, though he doesn't say much. If you need a healer's touch, Katrin works out of a room upstairs. She's Alpha, but I wouldn't hold that against her. It's as good a place as any, I guess. The Fae are strange, but they rarely bother us down here. I worry more about Nanny Henry, the creepy old alchemist. I must be honest, sometimes I forget who we are fighting. All I know is that the humans and Alpha have been battling the enemy for close to 10 years now. The mission? I don't know much about it. I will say this, it's a waste of good lads, that Order of Mitharu. Not many available suitors in Gorhart, if you haven't noticed. I feel terrible about what happened to that girl. Gorhart used to be a nice little village. These days we're jumping at shadows. Bye.
Okay. Ah, hier ist noch ein Quest. Ost-Ordura.
Times are hard, but hard times can pay if you're willing to take risks. If you have the sword and stomach for this sort of work, we could use another strong arm among the warsworn. Some may try to colour it with fancy words, but we're warriors for hire, the best in these lands. You'll find those who have taken the oath are held in the highest respect all over Amalur.
Natürlich.
You could head straight to Shieldring Keep and pledge your sword. Might work, but a commendation from me would carry a lot of weight. To earn it, you must do something commendable. There are two brothers, scoundrels of the Red Legion, named Osgar and Medgar Krast. Bring me proof you've dealt with them. I'll pay in coin and my good word. Osgar hides somewhere in the woods north of here. Medgar was last seen east of his brother's camp. Bring me their Legion daggers, and I'll pay with coin, and a commendation to join the order. We've had our eyes on those two for some time. Red Legion scum. They're both dangerous, but it may help to know Oscar favors the bow, while Medgar favors the spear. Peaceful enough, if it's peace and quiet you like.
Trouble with bandits and rogues now and then. That's when they send for me. We're fighters for hire. There are none better with steel, swinging it, or shaping it. And none held in higher regard. That's me, war-sworn since before you've been drawing breath, and Oathblade near as long. Easy now, stripling. Earn your way to Pledge Shield first. Then, in 5 or 10 years' good service, you'll make Oathblade. A name taken by some lot of scoundrels to glorify their thievery. A name breeds fear and doesn't die like a man. But killing the men who use the name is a start, eh? Shieldring. The oldest home to the Warsworn. In the Feylands, at least. There's a war in the east, and Dalentarth's got our own troubles with the Red Legion thieves. Some say they've seen Tuatha in these parts. Fools. I'll believe that when I see it. What have you been living under? We've been at war with the Tuatha for 15 years. They're unlike any Fey you've ever seen. Red eyes to match their armor, and fierce as rabid wolves. Fey are folk, but not mortal folk. They're not concerned with the things we mortals are.
Alles klar. Also die Quest. Ah, die erste Gruppierung. Ja, das sieht von aus dann wie, das ist dann so die Söldnergilde in diesem Spiel. Ich wollte ja die Quest als erstes machen. Was haben wir denn hier noch? Gord. Gambur.
What can I do for you today, stranger? I'm happy to help however I can. It grows on you. Give yourself a little time. It won't be long until you feel right at home.
Oh, das ist, glaube ich, so ein Spezialhändler. Überraschungssachen kaufen. Okay. Ja, so viel Geld habe ich sowieso nicht. Also, ja, vielleicht mache ich das später mal. Okay. Ansonsten das halt die noch Bürger. Da oben sehe ich noch ein Plus. Das muss dann so da. Ah, hier. Ja, das Bücherregal wieder aus. Das mache ich dann gut drin. Gut. Katrin Olvi.
I am Katrin. Do you require my healing touch in mind, body, or both?
Ah, hier kann man sich heilen lassen. Komplettes Leben und Mana. Aber Krankheit und Flüche gibt's auch. Also bin mal gespannt.
The Gnome's Tower stands to the west, past Gorhart and beyond the ruins of Alistar Glade. However, no one should seek Alistar. Its secrets should be kept. I am unable to watch while others suffer. Too many mortals have fallen prey to the Tuatha, and I could not stomach it. So I left my home in Rathir and travelled west. There are many Allmain villages just like this one, yearning for peace, crying out in pain. What good are my gifts if I cannot make what is broken whole again? The Allmain were once different tribes that recently banded together to form an empire. They are formidable creatures, but new to the way of magic. This has been my home ever since my love was taken by the Tuatha. After such a loss, one craves quiet, but it seems that the war has followed me here. The forests of this region are one of the densest in all of Amalur, and the stretch from Alistar to Isa. Those of us who live in the shadow of its canopy call Dalentarth the Feylands, because this is where these fair folk have their seat of power. Find the fair folk if you wish to learn the ways of magic. They understand this world in a way that is hidden from mortals. You will find many fae in Dalentarth, as it is one of their ancestral homes. I require a nominal fee only so I may eat and have a bed to call my own. I buried everything I was when I buried my family. That is the war's legacy for many of us. That is all I have the strength to say. The glorious Alfar city to the east is where the forces of Right gather to face the Tuatha. It is an enchanting place with a long history of magic. Magic is a natural wonder, no matter how you use it. The Tuatha are the exception. Their power is tainted, and it has caused a grave imbalance. Be careful out
Klar.
there.
Da haben wir hier auch alles. Unten. Mhm.
Tharu have mercy.
Gut.
Need supplied.
Ah, hier sind wir alle gesehen. Jetzt haben wir nur noch das Ding hier. Die Sonderlieferung. Questgemäß. Ui. Okay. Was ist das für Zauberer? Das ist alles Zauberer. Das ist Leben Kyros des Wächters. Auch mein Schwert hat schon 18, aber... Ja, aber die Bestie. Was ist Raffinesse? Der Jäger. Ist das ein Bogen? Ja. Ich habe schon einen besseren Bogen. Ich behalte meinen Bogen. Ja, genau. Das ist das Set. Das nehme ich. Schon die Beste genommen. Das sind alles Waffen und Dings. Oh hier. 500 Erfahrungspunkte, nehmen wir mit. Die Wünschelroute. Diese Marschroute hilft dir besonders Komponenten für die Kunst der Alchemie zu finden. Das Ding ist krass. Damit kannst du nämlich jeder Dings Alchemie-Aufzug auf der Karte sehen. Und Kompass des Schicksals plus 1 Überzeugung. Ja. Nehmen wir auf jeden Fall mit. Oh, Schicksalswendung erhalten. Selbstsicher. Plus 5 Eisen, 5 Fahrresistenz. Vorbote. Plus 2 EP beim Abbrechungsmodus. Alles klar. Dann machen wir erstmal die Waffenwahl. Rüstung, Kopf. Shepard. So. Jetzt habe ich dieses Set angelegt. Richtig gut, hat Lebensregeneration, Mana-Regeneration drauf. Und das hilft auf jeden Fall erstmal. Gut. Jo. Vielleicht noch kurz über die Schicksalswendung. Das sind irgendwo hier. Status, Schicksalswendung. Wie gesagt, das sind einfach irgendwie nur extra Buffs. So wie die Wissensteine, die man hier bekommt.